It's okay. Ouais.
Hey everyone, I'm Amy Caroline, and I'm here with Antony, the CTO. Why don't we go talk for a few minutes in your office?
Okay, I take
Let's
my
go, yeah, bring your
teddy
friends.
bears.
So Anthony, thank you so much for joining me today. I just wanted to talk to you for a few minutes about what life is like as the CTO. So tell me what it is that you do exactly.
So I take care of the R&D department of Odoo, and we are around, I think, 150 people developing the next versions of Odoo. And
Tell me what it's like to oversee all of your
Yeah.
developers.
so it has changed a lot during the years, because at the very beginning we were like maybe 10 people, so it was just one small team doing everything. And now we are something like 12 different teams, and each of them has its own specific scope. And so I do less code and I do more managing human people, human capital. And I'm also involved in because the way we work, we have product owners that decide what actually we want to do. And also I'm involved in some of the decision that we take, usually when there is a big technical decision. But for most of the small details, I'm not involved anymore, and I trust people in my team. So we have teams that range from maybe 4 people to teams that are bigger, like 10 or 12 people. And yeah.
So you now have been the CTO of Odoo since the beginning,
Yeah.
let's say. So what has it been like seeing the growth? More specifically, what has been one of the most challenging versions?
Each version is challenging, but I remember the different steps. I think I have three times where I was thinking, oh, we grown to a new level, like we reach a new level. I remember the first time it was when I was working in the building of Odoo, and I saw somebody, and I didn't know who this guy was, and he was working here. And so I said, oh yeah, it's the first time because when you are only 10 people, if there is somebody new, you know it. But at some point, there was somebody who was working at Odoo, and I didn't know him. And I remember the next level, it was when for the first time, people were making fun of me, because if people make fun of you, it's because you become a real manager, and they can mock you. And also, I think after I realized that there was somebody working for me, and I didn't remember his first name, and I had to ask him, "What's your name again?" Okay, that's different. But this one on a human level. On the technical level, every year we always say, okay, we won't expand the scope that much, and we will continue to work on the current application. And that's what we do. Let's say like 80% of what we do is working on the current feature of Odoo, not expanding. But every year we still expand something, we find a new app. And so you can see if you launch Odoo and you have all the application installed and you see all the icons, now you have something like maybe 40 and 50 different icons, and you see, okay, it's getting huge. And this year we do the same. So the V14 is freeze, then we know exactly what we will ship. And we say for V15, okay, we won't do any new app. Let's focus on the current one. Maybe next year.
Then you'll wait a few months.
Yeah, and maybe next year we will have a new app anyway. But that's still the plan, like every year. Okay, let's focus on the current app.
So I know it's often the product owners who come up with these ideas for new apps and things like that. But
so the way they work, there are two things. First, small stuff like maybe people complain about some small feature, or people try the product they don't understand. Yes, one of the things we do is watching people who never saw Odoo. So we put them in front of the software and say, okay, do that, and then we watch them, and we realize we were thinking, oh, it's perfect, they will be able to do it, and then we see them and we are like, oh no, they no, don't click there, it's not so.
Maybe a bit painful to watch.
Yeah, so it's painful to watch, but it makes you more humble. Like, okay, it's not yet perfect. So we do a lot of fine tuning in the way people try to use the software, and also some missing feature, and that's the small stuff. But after you have the big stuff, and the big stuff usually doesn't come from the users. It's not the feedback of users. And the way I explain this is, if you take Nokia and their phones in the 90s, nobody ever called Nokia or opened a ticket to ask, please remove all the buttons from the phone. Okay, because people were asking, let's add a button to do my specific need. And so as a product owner, sometimes you have to take a step back and say, okay, what are the next big change? Okay. And that's interesting. And also when you process feedback of the users, usually what they do, they provide you a solution. They say, you should add a button to do this. But that's not what you should do. It's just the way they express the need they have by proposing a solution. And so you have to take a step back and say, okay, why does he want really a button to do that? And then maybe there is a smarter way to do it.
Right.
Okay, that's the reason why product owner is a very challenging job.
Definitely. Well, thank you so much for taking a few minutes to talk to me today.
Okay.
It's been a pleasure.
Okay.